Spain produces elite basketball talent at a rate that keeps surprising the NBA, and the next wave already shows data patterns that mirror past Spanish legends. Youth tournament efficiency ratings rise above continental averages, so scouts track these players earlier, and their performances against older competition reveal NBA-ready skills. Because clubs in Spain emphasize spacing, ball movement, and positional versatility, prospects enter the draft with advanced feel rather than just raw athleticism. The 5 rising stars in this generation demonstrate those traits consistently, and therefore predictions about their NBA futures grow stronger every season. Ade Mara stands out immediately because his combination of size and passing rewrites expectations for a 7'3" teenager. His wingspan crosses the 7 feet 5 inches mark, and that measurement matters because it allows him to alter shots without leaving the ground, reducing foul risk and improving defensive efficiency. Meanwhile, his assist numbers rise in every international event, which proves he processes the floor like an oversized point guard rather than a traditional paint-bound big. When Mara averages above 2 blocks and 2 assists in the same youth tournaments, coaches recognize the rare blend of rim protection and playmaking that only a handful of modern NBA centers possess. His per-minute defensive impact climbs above team averages, which means lineups with him instantly become harder to score against. Opponents shoot several percentage points lower within 6 feet when he's on the floor, so coaches trust him as an anchor even in schemes that require switching. Because he plays for UCLA in a system that emphasizes high-post initiation, his reads become sharper, and his turnover rate declines as the season progresses. Mara's frame continues to fill out, yet his mobility remains stable, meaning his long-term projection includes both durability and skill growth. His ceiling rises every month because taller players with elite processing almost always outperform their early mock draft positions. Therefore, Ade Mara enters NBA conversations not just as a defensive presence but as a potential franchise-shifting big man who unlocks advanced defensive sets. Ihsan Almansa brings a different profile because his resume already includes MVP awards at FIBA youth tournaments. His production peaks early because his fundamentals develop faster than peers. He scores efficiently around the rim and shows advanced footwork that relies on angles, leverage, and timing rather than vertical dominance. Almansa's 2-point field goal percentage hovers near elite levels against older competition, so evaluators trust his touch and consistency. Meanwhile, his rebounding numbers remain among the highest in every age group, which shows his instincts for positioning rather than just physical superiority. When the G League Ignite experiment places him against older, more athletic players, his decision-making improves, and his turnovers per possession drop through the season. Because he thrives in pick-and-roll settings on both ends, coaches use him as a connector piece who stabilizes pace and improves spacing. His defensive mobility becomes more reliable as lateral quickness improves, and he guards multiple positions without sacrificing rebound control. Therefore, Almansa's projection includes long-term adaptability, the ability to play either forward spot depending on lineup needs. Analysts compare his developmental arc to past Spanish bigs who entered the league with polished fundamentals, but Almansa adds modern versatility and a more dynamic face-up game. His mid-range shooting curve trends upward year by year, which signals potential expansion into an NBA-ready jumper. Consistent growth across every metric gives him an evaluation profile that screams reliability, which matters because teams value safe, steady contributors who elevate winning environments. Juan Núñez enters the conversation as one of the most creative passers Spain has produced since Ricky Rubio. His assist percentages spike in every professional season, and those jumps matter because playmaking impact often stabilizes early in a player's career. Núñez manipulates defenses with timing, eye fakes, and hesitation dribbles, so opponents struggle to anticipate his reads even when they scout him heavily. His turnover-to-assist ratio improves as he gains minutes, indicating that his decision-making grows sharper under pressure rather than reckless. Meanwhile, he maintains scoring efficiency even though he rarely dominates the ball, which demonstrates his adaptability to different offensive systems. His performances in Germany reveal his ability to run motion-heavy offenses, and his clutch-time scoring shows a calmness rarely seen in point guards his age. Because he uses pace variation rather than raw speed, his style translates to the NBA more easily, where half-court playmaking becomes essential during deep playoff runs. His passing angles resemble Luka Doncic's early European tape, not because they share identical skills but because both understand when windows open and how to manipulate defensive positioning. Núñez also improves defensively by using anticipation rather than high-end athleticism, and his steal rate suggests he reads ball movement with advanced timing. When he shoots confidently off the catch, his efficiency spikes, which means NBA spacing will likely enhance his offensive reliability. Therefore, Núñez becomes one of the safest guard bets Spain has produced because his game relies on IQ, pace control, and creativity, qualities that rarely regress. Baba Miller enters the list because data consistently shows that tall wings with guard-like fluidity become high-value assets in modern NBA systems. At 6'11" with perimeter mobility, Miller represents the prototype that every front office pursues: size, length, and switchability. His early seasons at Florida State reveal defensive versatility, and his block and steal percentages suggest he can guard guards, wings, and bigs without becoming liability. Because his frame continues to fill out while maintaining lateral mobility, coaches project his defensive ceiling as elite. Meanwhile, his offensive improvement accelerates rapidly once he adjusts to the American college game. His three-point percentage rises late in the season, and his confidence as a shooter grows alongside better shot selection. His fluidity in transition makes him deadly in open-court situations because he covers long distances quickly and forces mismatches against smaller defenders. Miller's handle improves steadily, so he becomes dangerous as a grab-and-go forward who doesn't need a guard to initiate possession. His upside expands dramatically because players his size with perimeter coordination often transform into matchup nightmares by their third or fourth professional season. His wingspan and timing allow him to contest shots without fouling, and his chase-down ability adds a layer of rim protection that fits perfectly in switch-heavy NBA defenses. Because his talent profile includes long-term physical growth and skill development, analysts view him as one of the highest upside Spanish prospects of the decade. Rubén Prey completes the top 5 because his defensive numbers at youth levels show elite shot-blocking potential. His block rate remains high even when foul trouble limits aggressive contests, which means he times jumps rather than relying solely on length. Prey's frame stretches near 7 feet, and his mobility suggests he could become a modern big capable of switching onto wings without giving up driving lanes. Meanwhile, his offensive efficiency spikes during transition sequences because he runs the floor harder than most young bigs. When he plays in structured European systems, his decision-making improves, and his turnovers decrease as he learns when to pass, when to seal, and when to attack. His finishing around the basket becomes more consistent as he develops touch, and his mid-range mechanics look smooth enough to project a reliable jumper in the future. His rebounding numbers hold steady across multiple competitions, and his wingspan helps him secure contested boards that spark fast breaks. Because teams prioritize rim protection combined with mobility, Prey's profile aligns with modern NBA defensive schemes that rely on switching and weak-side contests. His long-term upside looks enormous because his physical tools match those of successful rotational bigs, but his skill growth curve suggests he could reach an even higher level with more development time. Therefore, he becomes one of the most intriguing Spanish bigs to monitor. Together, these 5 prospects reflect Spain's evolving basketball identity. Youth development programs emphasize spacing, decision-making, and versatility, so prospects enter the pipeline with NBA-ready instincts. Statistical patterns show that Spanish prospects succeed in leagues that demand physicality and tactical intelligence, and this new generation embodies those strengths. Ade Mara brings historic size and feel. Ihsan Almansa provides stability and polished fundamentals. Juan Núñez delivers elite playmaking and creativity. Baba Miller offers modern, multi-positional versatility. Rubén Prey projects as a dynamic defender with offensive upside. Their combined trajectories suggest Spain is entering another golden era of talent production, one that could shape future NBA landscapes for years. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.